They'll grow with no problems at all. These are standard now. You have to put these in your sheep from this year. It's easy for me to say because I've seen sheep my whole life, I guess, but it's very random on the middle of his back. A few gaps in it, but it's pretty good still. Good morning, everyone. Just about to hop in the truck here and head down. Just moving, obviously, cedar and roller to a contract job. I've got 19 hectares of ryegrass to put in. Well, not me, Dad's doing it. I'm going to be at home here doing a bit of sheep work today. What is it? It's the 1st of April today. Yeah, the morning's getting colder. I'm still in shorts, but it's definitely a bit hard on the legs this morning when I left the house. And also still daylight savings, which is a pain in the neck because it's nearly still pitch black at 7 o'clock. So that's a bit annoying, but I don't know when they change. Probably it might be over Easter, is it? I think clocks change back, so you know, 7 o'clock it'll actually be 6 o'clock, which will be good. Yeah, looking forward to that. But that's all right this morning. Another cracking day. We're sitting on, what do we have, 22 mils on Saturday. It's Tuesday today. Yeah, it's good. It's just topped things up. We're getting a little bit dry, so it's good for all the crops that all the shallow rooted crops that are coming up. Just on my way, just giving the dogs a drink here, just on my way out to muster these shorn lambs that we shore a couple of weeks ago now, because there's 2 mobs to get. I'm going to split them up and weigh them, pick the tops out of them and then put them on the Peloton. Probably about 250 of them. We're sure a few first crosses as well, but they're not going to first cross use are on a different paddock. They'll draft it off at shearing. So yeah, just going to stock them because it needs some mouths on it. So got Dad started. He's just started sowing down there now, so shmup. There's a few woolly ones in here too still that we didn't get to shear. I'll just draft them off too. Push them up. Got those other ones in, just coming out to get the rest of these shorn lambs in. Just trying to get them to chew this paddock off a little bit. And you probably see in the bare spots the clover is coming, so I just want to sort of try and get rid of this because the clover will come underneath. See, I'm just trying to get rid of a bit of the bulk out of this paddock so that the clover doesn't get smothered out, because it will come. It's only this standard pasture is only 3 or 4 years old, so it's pretty good at the moment, and the Phalaris and Coxwood's just sort of getting away from it a little bit. By removing some of it, I'll just let the clover germinate, and then it'll feed it nitrogen. You can see it is tipping a little bit. See the end of the leaves? I'd say that's probably nitrogen. So if we can get a bit more clover in it, it should, because clover's a legume, and therefore it fixes atmospheric nitrogen into a form of nitrogen that the plant can take, then like Phalaris and Coxwood can take up. Then clover is king. Clover drives all your pasture. Well, legumes drive all your pasture production, really.
Wandering hard on a crazy ride, an open road and a deep blue sky. Feel it calling me like the wind. Trust the compass down in my skin. Walk straight, stay right, that's what they say to me, but I don't fit right inside the lines. Whoa. I hear the calling down in my bones, so I'm following where my arrow goes. No one knows what the future holds, so I'm following where my arrow goes, following where my arrow goes. When I was young, my mom told me, son, that soul of yours was born to run. It's your adventure for you to choose, and you'll know home when you find your roots. Just remember, don't walk straight, stay right. That's what they say to me, but I don't fit right inside the line.
Got him in the lane now. You wouldn't have seen much in the other one because I sort of was videoing on the GoPro, but on the drone it shows if you do have second cross or shorn lambs just in general, you can see how flighty they are. They just run back and forth and carry on. So yeah, we've got him in the lane now. That might keep him under control for a bit. Carl, you're not going too bad. You would have seen probably a couple of videos ago when I started the video with a few drone shots mustering those ewes. She hasn't quite worked to the edges enough when she's mustering. I don't really know what I can do to help that, but as I talked about before, I'd like to do some sort of course in dog training because I do enjoy it. At the end of the day, yeah, I don't know what I'd do without them. I don't know how people do livestock work without dogs, to be honest, but you can do it. It's just yeah, they just make life so much easier, and they're good company. Because especially when we're only sort of a fairly small family farm, we don't see a lot of people. By far spend the most time, see a lot more of my dogs than I do of any human. So ryegrass looking good in the sun. There's a bit of that taller stuff's amaranth. I was meant to spray that out of it last week and just haven't had time. It's just, yeah, the list of priorities that hasn't been at the top of it, so there's been other things coming up like shearing. I'll get there. It's looking good though, that ryegrass, manta ryegrass it is. After it gets sprayed it'll look a lot better, so it'll be in there for a couple of years hopefully, and then after that couple of years sort of the production of it tends to drop off pretty quickly, I think. So spray it out and go into a sort of permanent pasture then. There is canola below that paddock, but you can't really see it from this camera from here. There's a 10 hectare and then a 25 hectares of canola below it. 10? No, 13 hectares of ryegrass, yeah. To be fair, these lambs are going well. The other lambs more so than these ones. These are first cross weather lambs, these ones. So naturally they're not going to be as heavy or as big as the Dorset second cross lambs, but they've been poking along pretty well. Obviously just the season, green grass, you can't beat it. You just can't. There's they do so well on it, and yeah, when you can go lambs on green grass, not only does it taste better, but you know, it's better for them too, rather than having them locked up in a feedlot or something. It's just easy. It's just a lot easier, apart from the obvious ones like worms and diseases. You keep an eye on them, and they'll grow with no problems at all. I just see there's one at the back here with flies by the look of it. Have to put a bit of fly treatment on him. I thought flies were over, but he might not have it. He might have been treated already. I thought we'd see the end of the flies, but even this cooler weather, but obviously not. Anyway, that's all right. Carly, go back. The old crate. Free to a good home. Someone wants it. Weirdest thing just happened. I was like 4 helicopters just flew over. Pretty random, heading somewhere. Now there is some sort of army base over there, but I don't know what they were doing. That was weird. I've never seen that before.
Never seen that.
Anyway,
Canberra's not far away, so I assume they came from
there somewhere. I just drafted all these woolly ones off, as you can see. I'm just going to weigh all these shorn lambs, run through, and then sort of pick 250 of the best, sort of heaviest or closest to go. You see there's a few longer wool ones in there. They're just ones that they've been shorn. They weren't heavy enough to go with the last lot. And then pick 250 of, and they can go on the peloton, and then the rest can go up on the pasture that we got those first cross ones off. If you're keeping up with me, it sounds like I'm getting myself confused. But yeah, I'm gonna stick a few EID tags in, 20, 30 of them, just so I can track what they're actually doing. We'll put some on the ones that are going on the peloton and on the pasture, and then we'll get a So we'll weigh them, we'll get an average, and then we'll have an idea of when we can actually sell some, just for forecasting sort of thing. So that's what we're going to do. These little buggers, yeah, these were merino, bought Dorsets out of merino ewes that we bought, and they haven't, well, they're still here, so that's that's telling you what their performance has done. Whether that's, yeah, don't know. They need to hurry up and go, that's for sure. Otherwise they'll sort of get too long on the wool and then they just look like crap sort of thing. So
Yeah, let's get into it.
So I won't weigh them all, I'll just sort of get an average of both mobs and then put some tags and record that in each of the two mobs, and then we'll just draft them by eye then. We don't really need to draft them by weight at the moment. You can get a pretty good, because they're bare shorn, you can get a pretty good indication of you know, your better lambs from just drafting them by eye 2 ways. So we'll do that. Grab a couple of tags.
This one, what colour today? Plenty of orange, we'll use them up.
So if you don't know about these tags, all they are, they're just a normal looking tag with a little chip in them, and then when you scan them with the reader here, it comes up on the screen there, and you can just put data on this tag. So for this instant, we're just recording weights, and then the next time it comes, so we'll record the weight today, and then the next time it'll come through and we'll just scan this tag again. All the data for that particular sheep will come up, and it'll give us a weight from from today, you know, in 2 or 3 weeks, and then it'll give us an average daily gain. These are standard now. You have to put these in your sheep from this year, all lambs, and then they've got to be in all lambs this year, and then all sheep that are sold by 2027. So, which is good, I think. Yeah, it's mainly for biosecurity, but you can use it for management purposes like we are today. It'll be good when all the lambs are have got them in, and you can potentially sort of like track your better performing lambs. And then if a lamb is consistently not performing, you know, only doing 100 grams a day for whatever, you can either look into that, whether it's a health issue or it's just a poorly performing sheep, and get rid of it. And then you don't have these tail end lambs that you're holding on for 12-14 months that are just really a pain in the neck. You can just get rid of them early, because you know, 12-14 months down the track, you've probably given them 3 or 4 drenches, a couple of needles, shorn them maybe even twice, and yeah, so yeah, it'll be good. So this year obviously we'll just put all the studs have got electronic tags. This year we'll have to put all the electronic tags in all of our sheep. Probably to be honest, probably not shear well, just because this thing is bloody slow and their turbo tagger is not much better. So we'll go to all flex and potentially stay with shear well with the studs, just because I do think they're a better made tag than the all flex ones. But they need a new tag gun. All flex, I think by far is the quickest and best. Anyway, we better get into this before we waste too much time talking to the camera. That'll be up me.
Here, Maggie, come here. Here, come on.
Geez, they're weighing pretty well. So that they averaged 45 kilos nearly, which is good. They're not going to take a lot of finishing. Obviously you got scrawny little lambs like that, and that's what I mean. Has he, you know, I want to know whether he's been struggling his whole life, and obviously he might have had a bad start, but still, you know, at least you'll be able to identify those lambs and potentially just sell them early, you know, instead of having to battle with them for ages trying to get them up to 53, 54 kilos. So I just put EIDs in 15 of them,
and then I'll put some EIDs in 15 of those lambs, and then draft those ones off, and then yeah, draft the tops out of them.
So yeah, as I said before, some of these are first cross and some are second cross. So the first cross are a Border Leicester over Merino, which you can pick them pretty easily, but it's easy for me to say because I've seen sheep my whole life, I guess. But very Border Leicester face, and that's your crossbred ewe, but in this case these are all weathers. And then the majority of them are second cross. So Maggie, shut up! So they are a Bold Dorset Ram over a first cross ewe. So Bold Dorset Ram over Merino Border Leicester ewe. So, which is what most of these fellas are. So you can see I'm just going to drench these lambs now, these ones that are going on the crop, and give them multi-mint too, and get rid of them. I drafted off, yeah, 250 on the knocker. So 2 paddocks, there's 10 hectares all up, 1 6 and 1 4. About 20, yeah, obviously 10 hectares, so 20, come on, 25 lambs to the hectare. Probably can go a little bit heavy with this stuff, but trying to be a little bit conservative with it, just because it's getting cooler now, so obviously it's not going to be growing as quickly. But yeah, as I've said before, we've had over 40 lambs to the hectare on this peloton, and we still had to go and mulch through 2 or 3 hectares of it because it got too tall, got away from the lambs. That was 1 10 hectare paddock though, so whether they do seem to be graze it very patchy. I don't know whether, yeah, I don't know why they do that. They seem to do it. It seems to be more prevalent in the peloton than the Braskas. I don't know why. They just seem to really graze one area hard and then leave other stuff. Yeah, we've still been very happy with it. As I've said plenty of times on here before, you know my thoughts on the peloton. Come here. Here, Maggie, go right up. Here, Max. Here, Maggie, go right up. Way up, Max. Maggie, go right up, Maggie. Way up, Max. Go right up, Maggie, way up. Good girl. Good girl, push him up. Carly. You wouldn't believe it, but some of you will know what that is, but he's just got a little touch of flies. I don't know if I can, there you go. You might be able to see the maggots crawling around in there. It's very random on the middle of his back. Luckily I've got just the stuff for that. Not much, but it should be enough. He's only got a little patch of it there. Did I drench you? I don't know if I did I? No. Get out. Pete. Go back. Got them all drenched and vaccinated, so, or well, multi-mint. I'll leave them here for tonight. I've got to go to footy training, so I'm running late. So I'll see you in the morning when we take them and put them on the peloton.
few gaps in it, but it's pretty good still. So I got 150 off here and 100 there, so these will go on the 6 hectares, and if I can get them down there without them mobbing up again, I just sort of drafted them in the paddock here with the ute. Come on lads. Actually we're 2 extra, you can go over there if you want. That's it, there you go. 3 extra, righto. Where's Maggie? Carly, Maggie back! Dogs.
Walk straight, stay right. That's what they say to me, but I don't fit right inside the lines. Whoa. I hear the calling down in my bones, so I'm following where my arrow goes. No one knows what the future holds, so I'm following where my arrow goes. Following where my arrow goes. When I was young, my mom told me, son, that soul of yours was born to run. It's your adventure for you to choose, and you'll know home when you find your roots. Just remember, don't.
So this paddock here is a little bit behind the other one, just because it simply hasn't been spelled as long. You can see from the drone shots around the dam there, the ducks have been into it a little bit, which just seems to be this time of year. We seem to always struggle with this paddock here. I don't know why the ducks like this dam so much. They always give that little area you see on the drone a bit of a hammering. It's still pretty good. You'll see, obviously, so this was sown, when was this sown? September, October last year. So, and it's had 5 grazings, I think, 4 or 5 grazings, sort of rotationally. So this will be its, for this paddock, I think, maybe one more than the other one. 5th or 6th grazing, I think. There's a few gaps in it, but that's just, and that probably just comes down to a bit of what I was talking about yesterday, in that the sheep graze some areas a little bit harder, and then obviously that gives space for weeds to come up, and maybe they take over the peloton, or the sheep just graze it that hard into the ground and they actually kill the peloton. But it's pretty hard to kill this stuff. They were into it already, they've just moved off now that I've come down here, but they averaged 40, I think I said this yesterday, they averaged 43.1 or 0.5 kilos, all the ones that are going on crop. So at 300 grams a day. So yeah, 300 grams a day, which they should do. Hopefully a lot of these will go in, 4 to 5 weeks, maybe even earlier, some of the heavier ones. So it was only a short withhold on that drench that I gave them, obviously, and there's no withhold on the multi-min, but they got their mouths down, whether they're eating the peloton or not, I don't. Generally with your grazing brassicas, they tend not to go at it first, they tend to go everything else, just because it's such a, well, you've only got to smell it to know that it's going to taste very strange, or a bit different to, just grass or cereals, but this stuff, they seem to get in and graze straight away. So whether, because the kale is really palatable, because pelotons are radish across the kale, right? So the kale is really palatable to them and really tasty, but it's very slow growing. So then when you cross it with the radish, which is really fast growing, they've obviously created this hybrid. If you've been watching for a while, you know we've done a lot with this stuff and have been pretty happy with it, so I won't talk too much more on it. But anyway, I might leave that one there. Keep you updated on how they're tracking, and once again we'll check in when I can probably weigh them in a couple of weeks. See what they've actually been doing on this stuff. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed it, and with that we might catch you in the next one. Alrighty, see ya, bye.